So how consumers used to search was that they used to go to a real estate office or they would peruse the newspaper, and the internet ended up what we call democratizing the information. So it made just about anybody be able to get the same data that they could get from a real estate agent. And the fear was at the time that this would cause us to go the way of buggy whips, that people could search for properties for sale on their own, and they wouldn't need us. And what they instead found out was that our value proposition to the public was not just as the gateway to the homes for sale, but as the advisor and the advocate to someone in what was typically the largest financial transaction of their life. And that's why the real estate agent is still integral to the purchase process of a home. So the search has changed. The value of the agent has remained the same, or gotten, actually, with the rise of property values, gotten even more important, in my opinion.
So here's what I heard. I heard that 98% of people are starting their search online.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with that?
I do. Well over 90%, certainly.
Well over 90%. I have 98%. Of that, we have 64% are finding properties on the weekends on their mobile device through either a mobile app or a mobile website. Do you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
And how are they doing that, Phil? What are they looking at?
Well, they're on their phone, they're going to be on their tablet, wherever mobile device they have. Most real estate websites, if they're smart, will be what's called mobile responsive, which means that if I'm driving around a neighborhood and I want to find out if this is the place I want to live, I might see a for sale sign, or I might just say, what's for sale around here? And I'll open up perhaps the Zillow app, perhaps the Zillow mobile website, and see through GPS location what is available in my radius. And from there, the folks can see what's for sale in their price range and so forth. It's right there at their fingertips, and it's immediate gratification in terms of data.
Okay, so the big fear was, like you said, that the realtor would not be needed anymore because the data was out there.
Right.
And they wouldn't have to come back to them. But what we're finding is that millennials in particular right now are saying that they prefer to use a realtor because they want them to walk them through the whole process of the sale itself, not just to find the house. In fact, they're saying that millennials are not even dependent on the realtor to find the house. They'll help find the house, but they want them to walk them through the process.
Correct.
Have you heard that?
That's exactly the thing. So it's not a point-and-click transaction. Buying a home where hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of dollars is at stake is not like buying
a pair of shoes.
A pair of shoes, right? It's not like buying a Bluetooth for your phone. It is the largest financial event of most people's lives, and mistakes are catastrophically expensive if you blow it.
Right.
So why would someone want to make that a do-it-yourself project? If you make a mistake, you could pay for it. Having brokered 80 to 100 short sales, which come in the wake of a underbrokered or poorly or not brokered transaction, having someone who's an expert hold your hand, advocate for you, help you with negotiations, take the animus and the emotion out of it, and guide you through it is huge. It's very important.
So what kind of mistakes are we talking about?
Tipping your hand to the homeowner when you're looking at the house, telling them, for example, this is great, my mother lives a block down, we have instant daycare. Well, now they know they've got you by the neck because how many homes are for sale within a block of your mother? Getting emotional about something because there's a ton of money involved. So there's a lot of things where having a degree of separation between the principals, the buyer and the seller, is huge.
Very good. So we're talking about the differences that have been taking place throughout the years, how buyers are now finding homes on the internet and how that has changed. And what this means to not only the buyer but to the seller and to the realtor.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd like to join in on the conversation, give us a call at 914-693-5700. Again, that's 914-693-5700. We've been touching, Phil, on a lot of how they're finding the house, going on the internet, these internet searches. We touched a little bit on Zillow. We'll get much more into that later.
Mhm.
But there's other changes that have taken place. Back in the day, we used to deal with sub-agency, and the realtor was representing the seller. That is no longer the case today. Today, most realtors are not practicing sub-agency, and they are representing the buyers.
Mhm.
How do you feel about that? What changes do you see with this?
This is not something widely understood by the public.